I've got 3 non-negotiables for building muscle in the gym, and I've got a 4th one with a little asterisk next to it. But I've got 3 main ones that I think if you do these 3, you're on a good path and you're going to make better gains than 99% of people. That's not an actual fact. That is a made-up statistic. Don't listen to me. Okay, first one. And this one's kind of self-explanatory and it almost sounds way too cliche. But as it's in my non-negotiables, it is a fundamental part of bodybuilding and building muscle, making gains, and that is sleep. If you're not getting at least 7 hours sleep a night, you will simply not build as much muscle as someone who, if you're sleeping 7 hours a night, minimum, like absolute bare minimum, you will build more muscle than someone who is sleeping less than 7 hours. As an ideal, I want to be sleeping at least 8 hours. 7.5 hours on a meh sort of day, and 7 hours at the absolute bare minimum. Anything higher than 8 hours, I think, is just kind of a bonus. And if you've got 8 hours a night to sleep, then, well, good for you. But sleep is so critical and so crucial for allowing your muscles to rest and allowing them to grow. I think you can go to the gym, and you can obliterate your biceps every single day of the week. It's really hard. Do every single day, do like 6 sets, all the way to failure. I think the person who lifts 2 to 3 times a week and trains their biceps 2 to 3 times a week, and in that time is resting and getting their 8 hours sleep, I believe they will be able to push harder and they're able to build more muscle because they're resting, because they're getting that sleep. Sleep is like a literal drug. When you're sleeping, your brain is resetting. Your whole body clock is resetting, recharging, getting amped up to fucking get ready for the next day. Maybe not amped up, maybe that's not the right word. But I don't know the fucking scientific bullshit behind it. I don't give a fuck about that. I go off feel. What feels right for me. I don't look at statistics. The statistics don't matter because every single body in the world has a different body. Everyone is fucking different. But what we all need is fucking sleep, dude. Get your sleep in. Recover. Then you can push harder. Then you can get progressive overloading. You can add a little bit of weight each week. And if you don't add a bit of weight each week, you're not gonna fucking get smaller. Plateaus are normal for like all the science-based lifters in this friggin' industry. Try and convince you that, you know, you have to put on a little bit of muscle. You have to put on a little bit of weight on the bar, or you have to put a little bit of, add an extra few reps or sets every single week. That's not sustainable. Unless you're on a bucket load of fucking steroids and shit, just like most of these science-based lifters probably are. They're just not telling you because it financially benefits them for doing that. I'm not making money off this shit. I don't give a fuck. Get sleep. Number 2, be consistent. You will make a shit ton more muscle going to the gym. I mean, this is gonna sound so fucking obvious, but people just don't understand it. If I go to the gym once a week, and against the guy who goes to the gym once a month, I'm getting 4 times the amount of volume. And okay, it's not exactly linear progression. I'm not gonna build 4 times the amount of muscle, but I'm gonna build a significantly more amount of muscle than a guy who lifts once a month. Once a month's pathetic. If you're trying to build muscle, don't lift once a month. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? How many times a week should you go to the gym? Well, it kind of depends what your goals are. If you're trying to build muscle, then I think you should be going at least 3, preferably 4 times a week. 5 to 6 times, or 5 times is probably about right, I would say. 6 times, if you're sleeping properly, you'll definitely struggle, but you'll also definitely make some decent progress. Is it a bit overkill? Maybe. I don't know. In my experience, it is. 7 days a week? Well, unless you're on fucking a bucket load of steroids, I wouldn't recommend it. Unless you could be doing super low volume stuff, like you might not be doing crazy amount of reps or sets each and every day. In which case you might be able to recover from it. But 99% of people, your average Joe, is not going to be able to train 7 times a week. It's just not efficient. You need to recover, but have to be consistent. Just showing up to the gym, you're better than like most people, because most people don't go to the gym. Most people aren't building muscle. So simply by getting off your ass and going to the gym, it's critical. And now it becomes a bit more difficult when you ask yourself, well, how do I stay consistent? Well, you need a goal. Find a goal and stick to it. Don't just go to the gym willy-nilly and fucking lift random weights every single time. You know? Make a plan. Say, I want to gain 20 pounds of muscle. I want to build 10 kilograms of muscle in the next 3 years. I mean, if you're a new lifter, that might be easier, but if you're a more advanced lifter, then you might struggle to do that. But it's an ambitious goal. You don't want a goal that you complete in the first 3 months. What the fuck's the point in that? You need a long-term goal that's gonna keep you there. If you just started lifting because you broke up with your girlfriend or whatever, you know, that energy that you harnessed from the breakup, that anger, the hatred you channel into it, that doesn't last forever. You can't do that your entire fucking lifting career. Find a goal, stick to it, work to it, be consistent, show up, get the fucking work done. Don't just take a rest day because your left toenail hurts. Fucking grow up. Get in the gym, go lift some shit at least 3 times a week, preferably 4 or 5. Aight. Number 3, non-negotiable. Eat in a calorie surplus. It's non-negotiable. If you're fucking eating in a calorie deficit, for 6 months of the year. If you're a very new beginner, you might put on a little bit of muscle. Might. But that's not how fundamental thermodynamics works. You have to eat in a calorie surplus. You will not build muscle if you're not in a calorie surplus. It is as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And people then might say, why? You have to make sure you're getting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Nah, fuck that. If you're eating enough calories to eat in a calorie surplus, and you're eating like whole foods and not like fucking Rice Krispies every day, you should be getting enough protein in anyway. You shouldn't even have to think or count the fucking protein you're eating each day. It should just fucking naturally come. Don't go into like the shop and like look for all the fucking packets that say high in protein, because I can almost guarantee you it isn't, and the fucking egg will have much more protein than your little bloody protein pancakes. Come on, man. Eat proper normal food, okay? But eat in a calorie surplus. The protein doesn't matter. It's not a compulsory part to building muscle. I think if you still ate in a calorie surplus and you still were consistent and you still rested enough, you still got enough sleep, if you do those 3 things, you will build muscle. And now the 4th one, with a bit of an asterisk. You can forget the other 3. Just take steroids. Nah, please don't do that. That one was kind of a joke one, but it's kind of true. Not everyone is like super responsive to steroids. Again, everyone's body is different. Not everyone would react the same. I personally have never taken steroids. I personally never will. But if you're really that fucking lazy and you're really that desperate to build a bunch of muscle and you're really desperate to do it super quickly and you're a lazy little fuck who can't be asked to dedicate his life to, or not even dedicate his life, dedicate like just a handful of years to build like a solid muscle foundation. That's all it takes. 2 to 3 years of your life. If you just go really fucking hard, stay really consistent, you can then just train like once a week for the rest of your life and just maintain it. If you really felt that way inclined, you know? But if you want to speed run that shit, fucking juice yourself up to the gills. That is not good advice. Do not listen to me. I am a fucking idiot.